Hey everybody, how is it going today? I want to make a video here to give you all my honest review on the Honda Civic 2017. It's a sedan EXT model. Now that I've had this car over a year, before I trade it in, I just thought I would go ahead and give you guys my honest opinion on it and what I like about it and a couple things that I don't really like so much about it now that I've had the chance to drive it in the city and on the highway and everything like that. So here we have it. So I've had this thing about a year and a month, and I have put a little over 15,000 miles on it. Technically it has 15,028 miles on it at the moment. One of the things I absolutely love about this car is the gas mileage. I'm getting about 33.7 miles to the gallon currently right now. I do a lot of highway driving for work, so that's with highway mileage. A lot of stop and go traffic, so that's, I feel, excellent fuel economy with the type of driving I do. I was almost getting 35 miles to the gallon with city driving, so that is something that's super great. You notice whenever you're driving the Civic that you don't have to really fill up the tank until usually every 2 weeks, so that's a major plus. Moving on, the other thing that I love is the head unit. I absolutely love that this thing does not glitch at all like my Subaru did. It plays exactly where it left off. There's no issues with glitching or anything like that. I pray to God that when I get my Rubicon, it does not do what the STI did. I'm hoping and praying, so we will see. But this is one thing I really will miss about the Civic a lot. The radio is phenomenal on it. It gives you a lot of options. You could randomize your tracks, you could randomize the folder, so the songs will be random in the folder itself, not the whole entire list of folders, but just that specific folder. And then you could repeat the folder, you could repeat the track, you could even click this little triangle. It'll show you all your songs you have so far in the folder, and then you'll click here, it'll show you all like your folders and stuff like that. And then over here, the little music note to show you songs. So that's something else that I think is pretty sweet about the Civic. And then I love how the engine start stop button is illuminated in red. I think that's kind of a cool touch. I wish they would have made the instrument cluster red as well too, to match the start stop button, as well as the custom background color that I set for the head unit. This does come in blue stock, the head unit background color, when you first get the Civic off the lot, but I switched it to red just because I really like the red a lot. The outside of my car is also red. It is raining outside, or else I would go outside to show you guys, but it's kind of pouring out. And I'm sorry guys if the GoPro is rather shaky right now, or if you're hearing like any type of interference with the microphone. I am getting a stabilizer for it soon, so this will be a lot better here in the future with my other videos. So right now I'm just kind of making do with what I have at the moment. So moving on to another few things that I do love about the car, for those of y'all who might think about getting the Civic soon, is this lovely little key fob. It's pretty heavy duty. You got some nice features with it, which is great, especially for the price you pay. I paid a little under $23,000 for this car, and I was pretty like impressed that it came with remote start. And so what remote start is basically you click the lock button on the car, and then you hold this down for a few seconds, and then the car will start for you. You can be outside of the car, you could start it from your house, you could start it from inside of your garage, or whatever you want. And it's pretty nice. So when you get in your car, it's already ready to go. You just get inside the car, and you still have to click this button to actually start your car. But it's all nice and warmed up for you, which is super sweet. And then another feature on this is this also serves as a proximity key. So meaning, what that means is you don't have to have a key on you. You basically just have your key in your fob in your purse or your pocket. Just basically leave it in there. Then all you need is your hand. You go up to your door handle, open it up, and then just get in and start your car and go. It's nice, so you don't have to fumble with finding a key. The only thing that you really need this for sometimes, though, it does actually have on the Civic, there is, let me show you, there's this little spot right here. If you could see what this is you flip it over and then you pull out. I'll show you guys here real quick. Sorry, 1 second. So it does this. What this is for, there's this little, like, what looks like a key, but you notice you can't, there's no ignition. What this is for, you guys, is there is a feature on the fob. Sorry, I'm just trying to put it back. There's a feature on the fob. So if you want to roll down all your windows, all you have to do is you click your unlock button twice. You press it once, press it again, hold it down for 10 seconds. Your windows will all roll down, as well as your sunroof, if you have a sunroof like I do. So if you're like, I don't want to have to get back in the car and roll everything up myself, what you would do is you would take that little key like I just showed you off of here, you'd put it in the actual lock of the door handle, you turn it to the right and keep it held there, then all the windows will all roll back up for you. So that's what that is for, in case if you guys were wondering, like, what's that key for? I can't start the car, there's no ignition, what's that for? That's what that is for, guys. So hope that helps answers that question. So as far as a few other things that I like about the car, I like that the heated seats get warm super fast. You have it for the driver, you have it for the passenger. They get warm super quick, super great for cold days. These seats are a polyester cloth seat. They feel like a gym short. Excuse me, I was trying to find the word for it. They feel like a silky gym short. Very easy to clean. Very easy to clean. I have a pug and she sometimes rides in the back. She enjoys going in the car, but it'll be a lot easier in the Jeep for sure. So those are a few things that I like. I like that it has a little like electronic parking brake here. It's not big and bulky. All you do is you press this button down. That's how you depress it, and to actually set it, you pull it up. And there's your little e-brake sign. Then you press it down to release it. So that's how that kind of works. And then as far as something that I don't really like, actually there's one more thing that I really, really like, guys. So two more things that I really like, sorry. So one more thing I really like, I never use this feature, but it is great for those of you guys who are maybe getting this vehicle for your kids who might be first-time drivers, or maybe you just like this as a added form of security for visibility sort of thing, or just feel a little bit safer. So something that I like is there is this side view camera that you could have. It's just a click of a button on this little piece right over here by your turn signal. You just click that button and it shows you what's on the side of your car on the right hand side. It's not for the left and right, only the right. So keep in mind, this is not like some sort of lane watch system to where it will auto correct your steering back into your lane if you're ready to hit that car. That's my dad's truck, by the way. So if I were ready to hit my dad's truck, it would not swerve me back over into my lane. It will not beep at you. It will not give you any sort of warning. It's just a camera. That's strictly all that's there for. It's just to kind of give you an idea of what's on the right hand side. There's also a way you could come in here in your head unit and set this up so anytime you make a right hand lane change, you are able to have it come on. I don't like it because I found it to be a little bit annoying, but I'll show you. It's kind of laggy, especially when you're actually driving. It is a little bit laggy, but that's what that looks like. And if you are using your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with Google Maps, anytime if you have that feature set on, the camera will interfere with the map and then you don't see your directions. So that's the other thing to kind of keep in mind there with that. So that's a little bit about that. And then here's what the backup camera looks like. Now this is what it looks like. It is extremely poor. I mean, it works. It's raining, not to mention, so there's probably water on the lens, but this thing is very grainy, especially at night. It is extremely grainy. This is what you get. So it works, but I mean, this is what you get. There's the 3 different views. But yeah, it does its job. It serves its purpose. Like I said, this is why the car, you're basically getting what you're paying for. Spending, you know, almost $23,000. This is why my backup camera looks so poor compared to my dad's Tacoma over here. He spent almost $50,000 on this truck, and his camera is like crystal clear. He has that thing pretty fully loaded, so that explains, I mean, you basically are just getting what you pay for, but it works though. It works. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I use it all the time. Still use the mirror though, of course, but the backup camera definitely works. So the only 2 things I really don't like about the vehicle is the fact that Honda had to put the volume for the passenger over here. Like, who does this? I mean, I just don't understand why they had to make it like this. I don't get why they couldn't do a dial system over here. Your hand naturally wants to come over here. And I know me coming from my Nissan 350Z, I'd constantly find myself coming over here and trying to do this. But this is just your climate control. So it has nothing to do with your volume. Your volume's right over here. Or your volume is also up here too for the driver. You could just do it with a flick of your thumb. Like that. So that's how you kind of do that. Have my jazz hop going for this lovely rainy day in Oregon. Usually I'm blasting my rap most days, just jamming to rap a lot of the time. That's funny, I had jazz hop going. So yeah, I just don't really like how they had to do it like that. And the other thing, speaking of this here, sorry to go off on a tangent, but the other thing, I wish they would have made some sort of like mute system to where you could mute the volume. If you're like at a drive-through or whatever, or need to maybe mute the volume, say if you're at like the bank or something trying to do a transaction, so you're not having to like do this real fast to put your volume down. So that's one little thing. And then there is no CD player. For those of you guys wondering, I kept trying to figure it out when I first got the car. I kept clicking this, thinking, oh, there's like gotta be a CD player. This is just your brightness though. So there's no CD player at all. So basically it's all just ran using USB. And then the biggest thing I don't like about the Civic as far as daily driving goes, the number one thing I hate the most, I don't see why Honda had to do this, but this climate control button is super laggy, and all of your fan speed stuff, like your AC, your fan speed, your mode, it's all here on this menu. You have nothing down here for that. It's all here. So, you know, I could be cruising along and it's like pouring down rain like today on the freeway. Then I'm trying to click here and then it disappears. And then I'm like clicking here, you know, and then my fan's going and stuff. And then maybe I want it like a little bit lower speed. So then I have to click back in here. Not to mind you, maybe I'm doing 60 miles an hour on the freeway. And then maybe I just want it on my feet. So it's like you're constantly having to go in that menu a lot of the time to control the climate. And to me, that is almost as bad as texting and driving. I mean, your eyes are off the road. You're not looking directly in front of you. You're staring at a screen. And that to me is just not safe. So Honda, word of advice, I really wish you guys would have made some sort of mode down here for climate. You guys have the on-off here, the front defrost, rear defrost, climate. That's great, but where's the mode? That would have been perfect. So I hope this video gives you guys somewhat of an insight on my feelings of the Honda Civic. It drives great. It's super easy to drive. Perfect car. I would highly recommend it for someone who is either a college student, someone maybe who's a first-time driver, you're buying it for your kids. It's a perfect car. Maybe someone who has a family, there's tons of back seat room in there. It's just a perfect car. It gets great fuel economy. Maybe for someone who has a lot of commuting to do. Excellent car for that. So ride quality is really good. It drives super smooth, easy to park, not a lot of road noise at all, super safe, super great fuel economy. Like I said, I cannot stress that enough. That is something I am going to miss so much with this car. But all in all, it's an outstanding vehicle. I mean, it's an excellent vehicle. So I would highly recommend getting one for those of you guys who are looking at getting a Honda, especially the Civic. So if you guys have any specific questions about this vehicle in particular, please feel free to reach out and ask me any questions that you may have, and I will be more than happy to answer. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Until next time, guys.